Hey everyone! So a friend of mine actually gave me this t-shirt. I love the design. It's from Elephant in the Room. It's a new nonprofit organization in Vancouver, and they're all about fighting against animal cruelty and raising awareness for the vegan lifestyle. And the lifestyle doesn't necessarily mean a vegan diet. It actually encompasses a lot more different things than just diet. So it's like donating to your local animal shelter or buying vegan products. Like this t-shirt. This t-shirt is actually 100% vegan, and everything they sell in their apparel store online is 100% vegan. And if you support them and buy something, all the proceeds will go to charities that support their cause to fight against animal cruelty. So I think it's a great cause. And they're just trying to raise awareness because they're a new organization. They just want people to know about them. Let me know in the comments below what you think of animal cruelty, if you have any feelings towards that cause. And if you're interested, I'll have the links in the description box below, and you can check out their website, like them on Facebook, or follow them on Twitter. So this is what the t-shirt looks like originally. This is a size small. So I'm going to start off with doing one snip, just so I can stick my scissors in the hole, and cutting only the top layer. I'm just going to cut and trace along the edge of the collar. And so here is what a half-cut collar looks like, if you're into this kind of look. It's different. And the back is like that. Now let's just cut off the rest of the neckline and see how it looks. And I'm also just going to cut off the sleeves. I'm just going to cut it along the seam on the inside of it, so I can get rid of the edge. And once again, I just cut a little slit to get my scissors in, and then I only cut one layer at a time. So I'm just cutting the top, and then I'm going to cut the bottom separately, just so I can make sure I'm getting the t-shirt right at the seam. So here's what it looks like now with the collar cut off and the sleeves cut off. I'm actually going to go back and cut the neckline a little bit wider so it's more boat neck, just because right now it's just round neck. And if you wanted for the armpits, you could actually cut these really deep and do the style of those tank tops with super deep armpit holes, and then either wear like a colorful bandeau or a tank top underneath. So if you wanted to do that style, you can go there from this point. Here's what the t-shirt looks like now with the wider neckline, and I like it a lot better. So the next step is to start making cuts in the back. So I want to measure where I want the first cut to be, and I want it to be just below my bra line. So I'm going to just kind of feel around and estimate where I want the line to be, and use the bottom of my armpit holes as benchmarks. So I'll be like, oh, this much more underneath this part. So then when I take off the shirt and start cutting, I'll know about where I want the line to be. I made a small hole already to kind of mark where I'm going to do the line, but I really have no idea how this is going to turn out if I do a line here versus a little bit higher versus a little bit lower, but I'm just going to try, and then you guys can learn from my mistakes. Okay, so now I'm going to do the second cut, so it can actually scrunch the bow. So I'm kind of going to measure out how many bows I want. So I'm thinking do 3 bows. So I'm going to kind of, I don't know, mentally remember this is where I want to make the cut. So leaving my finger at that spot, I'm just going to make another hole like I do. And then use that hole to stick the tip in. That's what she said. So for the last 2 bows, I only need to do one more cut right in the middle so that this will scrunch and this will scrunch. So now what I'm going to do is take the sleeve that I cut off earlier and get rid of the seam that was attached to the shirt, just so we don't have that rough edge with the thread and everything. And now what I'm going to do is cut a thick piece of strip of fabric to be the strip that wraps around the bow. So I'm going to do it about this wide. So I'm just going to cut this in half, and that will give us two strips for our ribbons. So opening it back up, I just have a strip of thick fabric. So I've done the two bows, and I'm going to show you in detail how to do the last bow at the very top here. So what you want to do when you start off is actually do lots of little accordion folds, so it'll have more, it'll fan out more in the bow, so you get lots of lines here. So that's how you want to do like little accordion folds like that. So I'm going to grab this, and it has a seam actually in the middle, so I'm going to place that at the bottom, and that's going to help keep the fabric straight when I'm wrapping it around and making a knot. So I'm going to wrap this around 3 times. And just try to keep the fabric flat. And I'm going to actually keep my thumb inside the fabric so it doesn't get too tight in there. And then I'm going to make a knot. And I'm not going to pull it too tight. So just until it keeps its shape. And then I'm going to take the two ends, take one end at a time, and just tuck it into the edge of what we just rolled. And the other edge into the same side. It just kind of wraps up the ends and makes it neat. So like that's the bottom, and here's the top. And so there is the back of the shirt where there's a logo, so if you have the same issue when you're tying it, just make sure it's all tucked in and not sticking out. So I'll show you guys what this looks like on. Here's a recap on the evolution of the look. So it's totally up to you guys to decide which look you like and which looks you want to try out. So you can do, you know, one cut, a few cuts, one bow, a few bows, and it's up to you on how you want to make the bows as well. So it could be all the way down the shirt, it could be the top half, they can be skinnier bows. So be creative and try something cool. And thanks again to Elephant in the Room for providing the t-shirt. Thanks for watching, everyone.